Part 38. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 378. Uchiha Takano murmured, and the next moment, he took the initiative to rush towards Hinata Hikaru. There is no doubt that Uchiha Takano is the strongest enemy Hinata Hikaru has seen in the past few years. The close-range taijutsu is blocked, which is fatal to a taijutsu ninja. The wave of killing intent collapses the palm. Hinata Hikaru immediately launched a counter-attack and shot out with the palm. A red light suddenly appeared, and a vortex suddenly rose. After evolution, the attack range of up to several meters is enough to protect her from damage by the flaming sword. Have you finally used your special blood inheritance limit? Uchiha Takano seemed to have anticipated Hinata Hikaru's hand. Facing the palm shot from the sky, Uchiha Takano suddenly swung his sword. Slash forward with the flame sword. Slashes made with swordsmanship and flames are even more powerful. Boom! The orange-red flame collided with the crimson murderous wave, and a small explosion immediately occurred. The shock wave formed by the extrusion of chakra blows in all directions like a hurricane. The power of that palm is close to B-level but not yet. Although it is only a little bit worse, it makes a huge difference. Uchiha Takano waved the flame sword casually. In this collision of pure strength, he still had the upper hand. Uchiha Takano, is this your only strength? However, Hinata, who maintained his palm-out posture, suddenly said calmly. Uchiha Takano was stunned on the spot. What is this little psycho talking about? Unbelievable. It was obvious that she was at a disadvantage, but she actually dared to ask, this is the only strength she has. Uchiha Takano wanted to laugh. Who gave her the courage to question herself? Are you really scared? Uchiha Takano shook his head and swung the flaming sword in his hand again. Boom! The two chakras collided and were annihilated at the same time. After a few more rounds, Uchiha Takano seemed to be bored. He raised the flaming sword above his head and slashed it towards Hinata Hikaru. The flame sword breaks the mountain. The move called mountain breaking can easily destroy even mountains and rocks. Boom! With one blow, everything around him exploded like a volcano erupting. Black smoke, fire, and scorched earth. A few seconds later, Uchiha Takano frowned as he looked at the blackened circular pit that seemed to have been bombarded by a large number of detonating symbols. Hinata Hikaru, who was originally thought to be dead, was not in the pit. What was left in the pit were two lumps of metal that had become twisted due to the high temperature. Waits. Uchiha Takano turned around and swung a sword, and the hot flaming sword instantly forced Hinata Hikaru back. Uchiha Takano didn't have any surprised expression on his face when he saw Hinata Hikaru suddenly appearing from behind and attacking him. The speed has become much faster. If it were someone else, I'm afraid it would be difficult to deal with, but you seem to have forgotten one thing. Uchiha Takano's eyes suddenly opened wide, his black pupils began to change color, red invaded his pupils, and 4 black Megatama appeared in his left and right eyes. Double Megatama Sharingan. Although you have kept your trump card, why haven't I kept my trump card in front of these eyes? No matter how fast you move, it will be useless. All your information has been mastered by me. In the original work, Uchiha Obito, who has just opened his eyes, can see through the taijutsu movements of the elite Jounin Huoguang of Iwagakure village with his double Megatama Sharingan. Uchiha Takano, on the other hand, has had his eyes open for many years, and it is not difficult to see Hinata's movements clearly. It can even be said that it is extremely simple. In order to deal with Hinata Hikaru, Uchiha Takano collected all kinds of information about the former, and he already had a feeling of victory. Hinata didn't speak, but raised her sleeves. Under the broad sleeves of the Hyuga clan's clothes is a jade-like lotus root arm. On it, wearing a cloth. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 379. In Uchiha Takeno's Sharingan vision, the red light of the cloud sword was flowing, vaguely revealing a crimson color. Of course, the most important thing is that he felt a very terrifying aura from this sword. Subconsciously, Uchiha Takeno waved the flaming sword to block. Boom! The wave of killing intent collided with the flaming sword, and orange, red and crimson light exploded. In Uchiha Takeno's disbelieving eyes, his flaming sword, the blade formed by thousands of degrees of high-temperature flames, beginning to be annihilated. It was like a candle blown out by the strong wind, and the Sharingan was like a high-speed camera, capturing the entire process completely. This can only mean one thing. The power of Hinata Hikari / this time has reached level B. Uchiha Takeno stomped on the ground and retreated violently. The red Sharingan eyes showed shock. Regarding this unexpected result, Uchiha's ambition was obviously shaken. Is this little psycho's swordsmanship so powerful? It should obviously be C level. Uchiha Takeno looked at Hinata Hikari in disbelief. The lethality of swordsmanship moves has naturally reached B level from its peak state of C level. Although it is possible to achieve this kind of strength with the help of the two bonuses of Yunryu sword and the blood succession boundary. But there is no doubt that Hinata Hikaru's rating can be upgraded from a ninja to a special jounin. In less than a year, he rose from genin to chunin, and then with the help of foreign objects, he increased his strength to special jounin. Is this Hyuga a monster? Not even the Uchiha clan, not even the entire ninja world, has such a weird existence. She must be killed now to avoid future trouble. Otherwise, if she is left alone for a while, she will definitely become even more powerful. The flame sword breaks the mountain. Raise the flame high above your head and chop it down with force. The flaming sword drew a fan shape in the night sky, burning the air, but... Scum! Hinata Hikari raised his hand and made a bottom-up motion. The wave of killing intent rises to the dragon. The sword technique learned from the ninjas of Hidden Cloud Village was used by Hinata Hikaru, and the 1000-degree flame was instantly extinguished. In the Sharingan's vision, it was slow motion. However, reality is only a moment. Hinata Guangxiang moved forward, holding the Yunryu sword in his hand more and more tightly. This time it was a side shave. The flaming sword whipped from the side like a whip. It was useless, it was annihilated directly, and this time it didn't even explode. The wave of killing intent was like a being mocking Uchiha Takeno, completely blocking the flames and preventing them from advancing even an inch. The next moment, the Yunryu sword pierced Uchiha Takeno's abdomen. The murderous intention fluctuates and the 8 gates collapse the sword. The chakra block followed the blade directly into the opponent's scene. As long as it is hit by this blow, the meridians in the abdomen will explode directly, just like the pieces of meat that were thrown into the meat grinder in an instant. Hinata Hikaru can tolerate threats from others, but she cannot tolerate involving innocent people. To deal with such a person, the best way is to destroy him directly. Behind the Konoha Chuyunin girl lying in a pool of blood, her lips trembled, and a glimmer of light lit up in her somewhat unfocused eyes, as if she wanted to say something because of her excitement. However, neither Hinata nor Uchiha Takeno noticed. There was a slight distortion on the latter's calm face. Sensing something wrong with his hand, Hinata subconsciously drew his sword and retreated. The next second, Uchiha Takeno's whole body immediately started to stir, his body began to swell, and with a bang, his whole body turned into flames. You're a little mentally ill, you almost destroyed me. Uchiha Takeno's voice changed, becoming deep and roaring, with a feeling of iron and fire echoing in it. The whole body burned even more exaggeratedly. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 382. Search. Hinata Hikaru waved his little hand, and Yesong got the order. Then, he moved his hands up and down Uchiha Takano. Finally, after being disarmed, I received 2 ninja bags, a lighter, and a pack of cigarettes. This insulting move made Uchiha Takano raise his head and smile contemptuously at Hinata Hikaru. Humph, the villain is successful. Snapped. Uchiha Takano's head suddenly glanced to the side, his eyes wide open, as if he still didn't know what happened. It took him a long time to realize that he had just been slapped directly in the face. You're still so arrogant after becoming a prisoner. Hinata Hikari had his hands behind his back, but Sarutobi Sachiko didn't see clearly how Hinata Hikaru took action. Sarutobi Sachiko was shocked by Hinata Hikaru's physical skills. The question was, how old was she? Who hit me? Uchiha Takano looked around the scene. My leader. Hinata nodded. Uchiha Takano shouted angrily, try to hit me again. Snapped. Another slap, and Hinata's face was confused again. You. Snapped. Have the ability. Snapped. Seniors can be killed, but not humiliated. Snapped. Okay, no need to try. After several consecutive slaps in the face, Uchiha Takano smiled bitterly, completely honest. It seems that he also knows that showing off his arrogance is completely useless to Hinata Hikari. Gaga. Aren't you very capable? Hinata Hikari began to pace around Uchiha Takano, but Uchiha Takano, who was sitting on the ground, chose silence this time. In Hinata's view, the Uchiha clan deserved to be beaten. Don't look at the nostrils turned up in the sky, they are all just pretending. As long as they are beaten hard a few times, they will definitely be honest. Isn't this a shame? Yesong frowned and said beside him. Uchiha Takano's cheeks and corners of his mouth began to twitch, but in the end, he just took a long breath. If my leader kills you, I didn't kill you. You are chasing and biting me like a bunch of mad dogs. If my leader kills you, what's the point? Hinata curled her lips in disgust. Why are you pretending to be a hero? If you can, bite your tongue and commit suicide. Uchiha Takano was silent. It seemed that he did not have the courage to bite his tongue and commit suicide. The scene in front of him made Sachiko Sarutobi open his mouth so wide that he could stuff an apple into it. In her entire life, she has never seen anyone able to subdue the ninjas of the Uchiha clan. But daylight will do. Although Hinata Hikaru is a bit nervous, is she powerful? After that, Hinata Hikaru pulled over a chair and sat on it, crossing her legs, looking like a big sister. Next to Namikaze on the left, Matsushita on the right, and Takano Uchiha were kneeling in the middle. This scumbag. Hinata stretched out a hand and pointed at Uchiha Takano. Last night, you tried to kill my leader. In order to achieve the plan, you also implicated innocent people and injured the village's Chinin Sachiko Sarutobi and Uchiha Takano. What crime should you bear? Uchiha Takano closed his eyes, indicating that he had nothing to say. Please wait a moment. Sarutobi Sachiko, who was leaning on the hospital bed, weakly raised her right hand. What's the matter? Hinata turned his little head. Sarutobi Sachiko was wrapped in bandages and wore a loose civilian uniform. Although she lost a lot of blood, she was not seriously injured, so it was okay to say a few words at this time. Last night, Mr. Uchiha Takano came to the rescue and killed the enemy, so I was able to survive. Hinata Hikaru, Namikaze Minato, and Namatsu were all stunned. In Sachiko Sarutobi's Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 383. Can we kill him? Nosatsu frowned next to him and said something that shocked Uchiha Takano. Because although Namatsu is a Konoha ninja, he has never regarded Konoha as his true hometown. His hometown is the Land of Fire. Konoha is just a village in the Land of Fire. Long live the people of the Fire Nation. What about the Uchiha clan? Wouldn't you die if your head fell off? I didn't hear it, I didn't hear it. The injured Sachiko Sarutobi closed her eyes, saying that she didn't even hear anything. Don't you still have the double Sharingan? Dig it out? There are probably many people who want it. Nasomatsu crossed his hands on his chest and said in a cold tone. It's like discussing which part to start with when slaughtering a pig or sheep today. Quack. What a great plan. The Hyagalite monster laughed out loud, seeming to think this plan was a good one. In fact, after gouging out the eyes, people can also sell them to other countries as slaves. Their children and grandchildren will be endless, and the Sharingan can be produced sustainably. Cough cough cough. This sentence made Namikaze Minato and Sarutobi Sachiko cough violently. Uchiha Takano began to sweat. Why are these naughty children so cruel? However, he still believed that this was just Hikari's alarmism. Humph. You are all alarmist, and you can't scare me at all. If you can, dig out my eyes. When the time comes, the Uchiha clan will definitely take revenge on you with all their strength. Uchiha Takano stretched out his neck, looking like a generous sacrifice. Hey! A villain is so arrogant. Hinata pinched her waist, her cute cheeks puffed up. This leader is angry. Really angry. Haha, what if you are really angry? Uchiha Takano was disdainful. Snapped. His face was struck to the side. Snapped. Clap. Clap 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 clap. Soon, Uchiha Takano's face was swollen. Sarutobi Sachiko glanced to the side, unable to bear to look at it because it was too miserable. At this time, Uchiha Takano was bleeding continuously from his mouth, as well as from the side of his lips. Don't fight. Uchiha Takano's face twitched, and he finally managed to squeeze out a sentence. Humph. However, Hinata just snorted hard. She pinched her waist and looked very angry. You said you won't hit me if you don't want me to hit me. Who do you think I am? Pot, 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 pot. 10 seconds later, Uchiha Takano was beaten into a pig's head. Kneel down. Hinata pointed her little hand, and Namatsu kicked Uchiha Takano's hind leg joint. Hi! Uchiha Takano knelt in front of Hinata Hikari. Say. Coach, I want to play basketball. Uchiha Takano. Snapped. Another slap. Uchiha Takano, who had Mitsui Hisashi's bad haircut, finally burst into tears. Whoa! Coach, I want to play basketball. Hinata nodded with satisfaction. Namikaze Minato. Yes song. Sarutobi Sachiko. Half an hour later. The group bid farewell to the villagers and walked on their way to the battlefield. Namatsu and Minato Namikaze carried a rattan stretcher, and lying on it was Sachiko Sarutobi, who had a back injury. There are medical ninjas in the camp. This kind of injury can be cured quickly. With A-level palm sage treatment, it is estimated that it can be cured in 1 or 2 days. Although Namikaze Minato can heal, he doesn't want to expose this ability prematurely. The side of the team is Hinata Hikaru. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 384. Hinata Hikaru's serious mouth adds a new setting to Uchiha Takano. Uchiha Angel Charge. Hinata made a motion of running forward. Ninjas in this world generally put their hands behind their back when running. Hinata's running movement this time was to swing her hands back and forth, which was the movement in her previous life. She started running around Uchiha Takano, who was squatting on the ground. After running in a circle, she stopped and said to everyone, "This is the first move, the Uchiha Angel Sprint, that relies on special physical movements to quickly approach the enemy." Oh! Everyone opened their eyes wide and were amazed. They didn't expect that the Uchiha clan had such a skill. The second move is called Uchiha Angel Rush. Hyagako jumped hard, jumped into the sky, and then fell to the ground like a shooting star. The third move is called Uchiha Archangel form. This move has wings of flames sprouting from behind. Hinata Hikari gestured behind her. Uchiha Takano is a master of fire release, so there is nothing wrong with him. So on this day, Uchiha Takano received a new title, Uchiha Sexy Angel. Inside the command tent were the medical class ninjas who were performing medical ninjutsu on Sarutobi Sachiko. The magical faint green light emitted from the hands of the medical ninja was an A-level palm immortal technique. This kind of medical ninjutsu can quickly heal injuries to the human body as long as they are not fatal. Sachiko Sarutobi felt the wound become itchy, and then the pain gradually left. Normally, she would laugh out loud with joy. But it's different now. The woman propped her elbows on the desk. Legend has it that the most powerful female ninja in Konoha, Princess Tsunade, was sitting in front of her. Such a noble and powerful existence made Sachiko Sarutobi afraid to show off his dignity. Tsunade frowned after hearing the report of Sarutobi Sachiko's experiences along the way. Although Hinata Hikaru had conflicts with the Uchiha clan during the ninja school, most people only think that the Uchiha clan's nostrils were turned upward. But Uchiha Takano actually wants to kill Hinata Hikari? Is this a grudge between the two clans? The Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan, no matter which one, are families deeply rooted in Konoha. Generally speaking, Tsunade is not suitable to interfere in this matter. But now is a time of war, a battlefield, and we need to be united in dealing with the outside world, but the Uchiha clan is still keen on fighting among themselves. Maybe in other places, Tsunade can't control it, but here, even if the daimyo comes, he has to bow his head. "Where's Uchiha Kairi?" Tsunade asked, turning her head. The Mumu Kongdeo next to him immediately stepped forward. He is still on frontline duty and it may take 3-5 days to return. Uchiha Waka, female, 16 years old, special jounin, a member of the Uchiha tribe who came with Uchiha Takano. Since Uchiha Takano wants to harm Hinata Hikaru, it is naturally possible for Uchiha Kairi to do so. When she comes back, let her come to see me as soon as possible. Yes, Mumu Gongdeo nodded. Take Sarutobi Sachiko for treatment. Tsunade turned her head and looked at the medical ninja. The medical ninja and Sachiko Sarutobi nodded and left. After the two of them left the camp, Tsunade made a gesture and said, "Takano Uchiha, Hikaru Hinata, Minato Namikaze, and Namatsu." Mumu Gongdeo nodded and carried out the order. When he arrived at the door to deliver the order, Tsunade's eyes moved slightly behind her. "Mr. Sakumo, what do you think?" Although Tsunade has command authority, there are many things that Tsunade will ask this overly powerful colleague for advice. Heitake Sakumo walked out of the shadows behind him, with a faint smile on his face. Well, although the Uchiha clan is famous, the actual number of ninjas is not many, less than 200. The implication is that the Uchiha clan cannot stir up much trouble on the battlefield. Maybe for ordinary ninjas, the ninjas of the Uchiha clan are very strong, but when it comes to actual. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 385. They are the special yin and yang of water, fire, wind, earth, and thunder. Most people can only master two kinds of nature changes in their lifetime. One of the common assessment criteria for jounin is to master two nature changes at the same time. Those with the strongest talents, such as the third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, mastered the 5 basic properties at the same time. Once you have the nature, you can use the corresponding ninjutsu. Hinata can use water escape and fire escape, but this is not the end. Chakra properties can be further practiced and developed to improve proficiency. Or a change in form. The so-called form change is to change the appearance of chakra, change the appearance of ninjutsu, and control the power attack range of the jutsu. The change of form is the beginning of a master ninja developing his own ninjutsu. Uchiha Takeno's Fire Flame Sword combines the property change of fire release with the form change to form a unique ninjutsu called Fire Release, Fire Flame Sword. Guiding through the fire escape seal can reduce the difficulty of performing the spell. According to legend, the Flying Thunder God technique of the second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama can even be used without seals, but the difficulty of learning it has also doubled, becoming S level. According to Uchiha Takeno's description, there are very few techniques that don't require sealing, but once they really don't require sealing, they will be almost A level at the first step. The level of his flame sword is B level. If one day, the step of forming the seal is eliminated, it means that the power will increase significantly and it can reach a level, or even higher, but it also has simultaneous requirements for hard power. However, it is easy to fall into a strange circle if you blindly pursue ninjutsu level. A positive example of not worrying about ninjutsu levels, Uchiha Madara. The ancestor of the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Madara, is said to have increased the power of the C-level fireball jutsu to more than 10 times. The powerful fireball with more than 10 times the power is named Fire Release and Fire Extinguishing, and is a B-level ninjutsu. However, How Huomi is used by a strong person like Uchiha Madara, and can even reach S-level lethality. In short, you need to be strong to make iron, so whether your ninjutsu level is high or not is not the decisive factor. Ga. I didn't expect that Uchiha Sexy Angel knows a lot. Hinata Hikaru was very excited to put away the training information that he had obtained through questioning, and prepared to practice it himself. The doubts that she had always been puzzled by felt like they were clearing up the clouds. Form change, this is the next step of practice pursued by Hinata Hikaru. As we all know, the Hyuga clan has Byakugan, which can kill 99% of ninjas in terms of chakra control level. This is a natural advantage. As for ordinary ninjas, even if they are trained to be elite jonins, or even shadows, they can only release chakra from their hands or the soles of their feet. However, the Hyuga clan can release energy from acupuncture points all over the body. This is the difference between heaven and earth. They are not on the same level at all. In this case, wouldn't the Hyuga clan completely defeat other ninjas in terms of research and development of ordinary ninjutsu or the progress of medical ninjutsu? Hinata said to herself nervously. She walked out of the tent and planned to find a place to practice, but she ran into Namikaze Minato, who was walking over in a hurry. Hikari-san, Tsunade-sama has summoned us. Oh. Hinata Hikari was confused for a moment, but still followed Minato Namikaze towards the command tent. Is there a new enemy killing mission? Despite this speculation, Hinata Hikaru first told Namikaze Minato about his next training ideas. That is, morphological changes. Has the form changed? Namikaze Minato slowed down a bit. If nothing else, it's that Hinata's strength is growing too fast. While most of his peers were struggling with the difficulty of choosing which D-level or C-level ninjutsu to practice, Hinata Hikaru had already begun to change his form. This cultivation speed is incredible. Namikaze Minato thought of Hokage-sama. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 386. Transform the chakra blocks into the shape of your palm. Probably the simplest form change exercise. Namikaze Minato estimated that the difficulty was at the beginning of level C. According to Uchiha Takeno and Hinata Hikaru, the shape change of the flame sword is obviously at level B, because it is not just a simple shaping. The Bagwakong palm can be struck out in an instant. The fire sword requires stable and continuous release of chakra, which makes it one level more difficult. This is not the end yet. After continuously releasing and maintaining the chakra density, it is necessary to increase the density of chakra to a level that is almost physical, which makes it more difficult. Up to this point, the difficulty of ninjutsu has reached B level. And after doing all this, we still need to add the changes in the properties of fire release. According to Namikaze Minato, fire release and fire sword can actually be regarded as A-level ninjutsu. The difference is that the Uchiha clan is naturally good at fire release. If you practice it, you will get twice the result with half the effort. If you let others practice it, it will not be so simple. It's just like row fist. For the Hyuga clan, it's a simple row fist, but others will never learn it even if they spend a lifetime of exhaustion. Uchiha Takano also said that his ninjutsu is not perfect yet. Before joining fire release, he had been unable to further increase the power of the chakra sword. The reason was that he was not strong enough. When Uchiha Takano becomes an elite jonin, he can continue to increase the power of the chakra sword and reach a level. If you add fire release, you can become a level or S level. As for how to make the chakra sword reach a level, Uchiha Takano doesn't know, at least he doesn't have any clues yet. There is no end to practice. Namikaze Minato sighed, while Hinata Hikari had already fallen into thinking. After the two entered the camp, Yesong and Uchiha Takano had already arrived. This Chuunin of the Uchiha clan looked pale. There was no way, the title Uchiha Sexy Angel had spread throughout the camp, and Uchiha Takano was already socially dead. When he returns to Konoha, he will probably become the laughing stock of all the clan members. Uchiha Takano, like Uchiha Ryawai, could no longer raise his head. Killing hearts. I have to say that Hinata Hikaru's move was very cruel. Rather than destroying Uchiha Takano's body, Hinata Hikaru was more interested in dealing a mental blow to him. Uchiha Takano is already a salty fish. Hiss. Uchiha Takano was smoking a cigarette, and some kind person gave him one. He now looks like a dead pig who is not afraid of boiling water. I am already socially dead. Am I still afraid of Shinma? Uchiha Takano was wearing a pair of large white pants, with Akoko's upper and lower body standing in front of Tsunade and others. Hinata looked around and found that there were a lot of people today. There are ninjas from the Nara clan, ninjas from the Yamanaka clan, and the Akimichi clan. A Barame clan, Inyazuka clan. It seems that the lowest among these people are elite Chunin, and most are special Jounin and Jounin. And judging from their appearance, it was obvious that they were in important positions. In other words, the entire battlefield command system is in this camp. Tsunade shifted her gaze and looked at the three of them, Hikaru Hinata, Minato Namikaze, and Naso Matsu. Yes, the two responded. Hinata blinked and said nothing. Your B-level mission has been completed. Tsunade pushed a piece of paper in front of the three of them. It stands to reason that the three of them can leave now after receiving the stamped certificates. Their task can be said to be overfulfilled. First, he discovered and cleared the rear detonating talisman trap, and then rescued Sachiko Sarutobi. It can be said that the task was completed perfectly. Are you interested in staying? Tsunade could forcefully recruit the three of them. Especially now as a conductor. During the war, every Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 387. Many of the ninjas present were from large or small clans. Even those from ordinary backgrounds had relatives, friends, or their own children studying in the school. Therefore, they knew a little bit about Hinata Hikaru's deeds. The demon king of the ninja school, Hikaru Hinata. At the same time, it was also a minor mental illness that separated the Hyuga clan. Hyuga clan? Hinata raised his head and saw a Hyuga clan member greeting him. Most of the Hyuga clan members were present at the family competition, but a few remained on the battlefield. The one in front of me is the Jonin of the Hyuga clan. A Jounin from the clan? Or split up? More importantly, she is a kunoichi. There are not many female Jounin in the Hyuga clan, not because of lack of strength, but for some other reasons. When Hinata looked at her curiously, everyone also looked at Hinata very curiously. Half a year. After graduation, he jumped from Genin to Chunin, which was a bit fast. No, it's very fast. What's even more outrageous is that she can actually defeat Uchiha Takano. How can that be? Uchiha Takano has double Megatama Sharingan and possesses B-level techniques, but Hikaru Hinata is actually stronger than him. That is. Everyone was silent, but they had already recognized Hinata's strength to the level of a special jounin. But no matter how you put it, a 9-year-old special jounin is too amazing. Even Tsunade is not so exaggerated at this age, right? Could it be said that this Hinata Hikaru will become the strongest female ninja since the founding of Konoha? I'm afraid Tsunade's title will be moved. Tsunade didn't care what everyone thought, but continued to announce, after Uchiha Waka completes her mission, I will send her back to Konoha. The corner of Uchiha Takano's mouth twitched, and this change could not be hidden from everyone. Sure enough, after Uchiha Takano fails, Uchiha Waka will deal with Hinata Hikari. Uchiha Waka will not be back for 3 to 5 days. These days, the 4 of you stay in the camp and don't move. Practice what you need to practice and prepare what you need to prepare. After Uchiha Waka leaves the camp, I will release a new message to you. Task. Tsunade looked at Uchiha Takano meaningfully. This arrangement directly shattered the plans of Uchiha Takano and Uchiha Waka. She just didn't let Uchiha Waka have the chance to kill. I don't care what your Uchiha clan thinks, and I don't care what conflicts you have with the Hyuga clan, but this is the battlefield under my jurisdiction. Even if Uchiha Akeyama comes, you have to stay with me. Domineering and mighty, everyone present could not help but shout 666 in their hearts. As expected of Princess Tsunade, her calmness and composure surpassed that of most ninjas. The Uchiha clan is very strong, but so what? There are only less than 200 ninjas, but they want to overthrow Konoha, which has 6,000 ninjas. Daydreaming. Tsunade waved her hand, indicating that the 4 of them could leave. After the 4 people left, Tsunade looked at the others. She has other arrangements, and she wants to discuss the layout of a series of battlefields with everyone. Hinata stood in an open space next to the small tent where she was. There is a larger rock here. If you want to say what the Kawa country, which is famous for its mountains and rivers, is most indispensable, it is naturally various mountains and rocks. The current location of the Konoha camp is at the junction of the Kawa country and the Fire country. As long as Hinata walked less than 1 kilometer forward, he would be considered to have entered the country of Sichuan. Because of this, the landscape here began to become completely different from the land of fire. Grass and trees begin to become sparse or completely invisible. The howling wind often blows, bringing with it a faint valley atmosphere. It was in this environment that the Konoha ninjas fought against the enemies of Sunagakure village. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 388. It was getting dark, and there were many ninjas surrounding the center of the camp. Everyone was holding bowls and chopsticks, ready to eat a big pot of rice. Everything is there. Several ninjas from the Akimichi clan wore aprons and held spoons. In addition to serving as vanguards, they also played a logistical role. Hinata Hikaru was queuing up at the back, holding the cutlery. When it was her turn, the ninjas of the Akimichi clan saw such a small child and subconsciously gave Hinata Hikaru more food. Little girl from the Hinata family, eat more and grow up quickly. Gaga. You are such a good person. Hinata Hikaru looked at the overflowing food and walked away very happily. This ninja from the Akimichi clan reminded her of the Ichiraku ramen boss in Konoha, Hande. Looking at Hinata Hikaru's figure, the ninjas of the Akimichi clan couldn't help but sigh, What on earth are the top brass of Konoha thinking even such a young child has to go to the battlefield? After a while, it was the turn of Uchiha Sexy Angel, Uchiha Takano. The ninja of the Akimichi clan thought for a while and gave him only half the portion of the meal. Without any surprise, Uchiha Takano had a look of astonishment on his face. What, are you not satisfied? Uchiha Sexy Angel Sama. Uchiha Takano. If you're a pervert, eat less, the ninja of the Akimichi clan muttered after Uchiha Takano left. Hinata Hikaru walked aside with the plate and got together with Namikaze Minato and Namatsu. The three of them shared their intelligence and experiences during the day. Uchiha Takano squatted aside, eating silently. After the meal, a bonfire was lit in the camp. According to the original plan, Hyuga Hikari took the detonating charm and started selling it. The Fire Nation explosive talisman factory closed down. The owner, Uchiha Huanghe, ran away with his sister-in-law. The original price of the explosive talisman was 2 taels, but now it only costs 19 taels. Hinata's shouts attracted the attention of the ninjas in the camp. In this world, ordinary civilian ninjas account for the majority and are the most populous. They have no family inheritance and no boundaries of blood inheritance. All they can rely on is Krypton gold. For every additional detonating talisman, there might be one more chance of survival. The market price of the detonating talisman is 2 taels, so Hinata Hikari was very conscientious in selling it for 19 taels. Therefore, many people are paying for it. Not long after, the detonating charms recovered by Hinata Hikari from dismantling the trap were sold out. A total of about 200 million taels was earned. In the end, Namatsu and Namikaze Minato each received 50 taels. The excess was dividends and interest, and Hinata Hikari had 100 million taels exclusively. It can be said that the three of them returned home with a full load. Uchiha Takano opened his mouth, watching the scene of the three people leaving with the money, and was once again stunned on the spot. Hinata's imagination is beyond imagination. Uchiha Takano had no doubt that Hinata Hikaru would turn into a rag picker on the battlefield and sell all the things he picked up. Snapped. Uchiha Takano covered his forehead, not knowing what expression to use at all. So, is the girl that the captain, Yashiro, and the others have been planning to deal with really a pawn of the higher UPS? No. It must not be. This brain circuit is different from ordinary people. How can it become a high-level chess piece? Uchiha Takano sighed and followed again. Click. Hinata Hikaru, who returned to his small tent, took out the Yunryu sword, thrust it into the ground at the entrance of the tent, closed the tent and rested. People who don't know will find it baffling, but for the insider Uchiha Takano, Hinata Hikaru has done a warning job. He had no doubt that if someone dared to enter the tent, a physical clone would immediately emerge from the Yunryu sword and beat the intruder into an emoticon. How did Uchiha Takano know? How did you know? Yesterday, of course. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 389. The next morning, someone finally discovered the unlucky guy who had passed out. Uchiha Takano was smoking a cigarette very calmly and sitting on the rock. What's going on? What's going on? This incident attracted the attention of many people, including several Konoha jonin. Soon, their eyes fell on Uchiha Takano. In full view of everyone, Uchiha Takano stood up from the rock wearing flip-flops. At this point, the cloak parted to both sides, revealing his strong chest, long hairy thighs, and white underwear. Ah, Uchiha Takano, you are so naughty. The name of Uchiha Sexy Angel popped up in everyone's hearts like a weed growing tenaciously after the rain. It's nothing. Uchiha Takano flicked the ashes from his cigarette, it's just that a guy who wanted to molest a young girl was punished. With that said, Uchiha Takano jumped off the rock and followed Hinata, who stretched, put away the Yunryu sword and left. In the next few days, Hinata Hikaru has been practicing Bagua Kongjang. Amazing perseverance, coupled with a long period of practice, almost non-stop except for eating, sleeping and washing. It's not scary to have talent, the scary thing is working harder than others. Uchiha Takano murmured. In addition, he finally got his wish and got a new ninja uniform. Blue and black one-piece lining, warm and breathable. Chinin vest. Of course, I didn't forget to add the Uchiha clan emblem. Finally got rid of that shameful look temporarily. Bagua empty palm. When Hinata made a perfect handprint on the rock, an order came from the camp. 4 people gathered. I have sent people to send Uchiha Wake back to Konoha, Tsunade said very calmly. This sentence was obviously said to Uchiha Takano. The implication is that he is the only Uchiha left in this camp, and he must be obedient even if he is not. Uchiha Takano was completely unable to see when Uchiha Wake returned to the camp and when he was sent away. While he's sleeping? Or was he robbed along the way? You 3. Tsunade turned her gaze and looked at Hinata Hikari, Namikaze Minato, and Namatsu. Follow the reinforcements to the front line today. Namikaze Minato and Namatsu looked at each other inwardly. Are you finally facing your enemy? Hinata Hikari was so excited that her face even turned red. Quack. There are many enemies on the battlefield, and they can explode a lot of equipment, which can be sold for money. Everyone's mouths, including Tsunade's, twitched violently. The brain circuits of mentally ill patients are completely different from those of normal people. Is it really okay? The ninjas cast questioning glances at Tsunade. Cough. Tsunade coughed. It's your first time going to the battlefield. You don't need to participate. You just need to watch from the side. Generally speaking, after battlefield commanders receive reports of new recruits, they rush to send the recruits to die on the battlefield. Whether you survive or not is up to you. Tsunade did exactly that. However, Hinata Hikaru and the other 3 are too young. They are only 10 years old. Tsunade could easily imagine how such a child would react if he went to the battlefield. Vomit. Cry. Collapse. Escape. The battlefield is hell, blood, and fire, and you entrust your back to your companions. Rather than a hindrance. Tsunade refused to let the 3 of them directly participate in the battle until they could prove that they had the same qualities. Even if Hinata Hikaru and the other 3 are Chuyunin. But if the 3 of them can accept the cruelty of the battlefield, they will not waver in the face of broken limbs and dead corpses. At that time, Tsunade will look at